This is one of our workers' wives right here taking care of this tiny one. No one with these children dumped out on the side of the river here on our farm. If this doesn't make you mad and want you to take to the streets, I don't know what will.
I don't know what will. I 100% agree with that statement. I know a lot of people that watch this show might ask, Drew, why are you always talking about the migrants? Why are you always talking about those at the border, this stuff that's continuing to go on, these kids that get deserted at the border, they're thrown off of the top of 14-foot border walls, they're left stranded at the southern border. Well, the reason why I continue to cover this is because you'll see other news organizations, not all, begin to kind of leave it alone. And the reason why you see that is because some of this stuff goes extremely viral. And a lot of news organizations are only concerned about clicks. They're only concerned about ad revenue and eyeballs coming to their sites. Obviously, we have issues with that here on this YouTube. We're extremely deboosted. But my concern is, yes, I want as many people as I can to see this stuff. But this stuff does concern me greatly. You guys know that by now. But because there are people... there are news organizations that'll kind of leave this alone for a couple weeks. It's not news. It doesn't become news. So the reason why I'm continuing to just hammer this home is because this has to continue to be addressed on a nightly, on a weekly, on a monthly basis. Otherwise, this administration is just going to swipe it straight under the rug. We have a pretty shocking story tonight, continuing the strategic border crisis at the southern border. We're going to get into that as well, and the repercussions that this administration is now beginning to experience because of their neglect and because of their dealing with the southern border. Latinos are waking up and they're fed up with it, and some of the polls are beginning to suggest so, which is a good thing. I'm glad for that because I don't want to see my community go down the path that the black community went, and that is literally being raped by the Democrat Party from within. It's a very, very graphic thing to say, but that is what they have done. What's up, guys? My name is Drew Hernandez. You are now watching Drew Hernandez Live. I am hopefully one of your favorite podcast hosts here on YouTube. If you guys can do me a huge favor and subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification and toggle on the all selection, and share this video far and wide wherever you can. Drop your city, your state, your country in the comment section below. Also, guys, if you could do me a huge favor, I am 100% autonomous and supported by the people, we the people, which is you the people on this show. So if you guys would like to give a one-time donation, the link is in the description below on my website, drewhlive.com, Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, all that good stuff, or consider becoming a part of the DH Alliance, the monthly memberships on this channel for as low as $5 a month. Or we do super chats at the end of every single show. We do a Q&A format. You can leave a super chat right now in the middle of the show if I say something crazy, or at the end of the show, and we will interact. That is how you could support me. Obviously, we are extremely shadow banned here on YouTube, nearly 54,000 subscribers, and we can barely get 4,000 views. So that totally makes sense, right? No, it doesn't. So thank you guys very much. Like I said, share this video. Like, smash that like button. Let the algorithm know you want to continue to see this. Or we just dropped some new merch in my merch store. The link is in the description below at drewhlive.com. You guys can check out some t-shirts for men, women, water bottles, cell phone cases. Thank you for all that have made purchases. I truly appreciate it. That is another way that you can support this show. So yes, this is the way. Welcome to Drew Hernandez Live. I hope you guys are ready for a great show tonight. I mean, unfortunately, I don't take pleasure in covering this kind of stuff, okay? I don't want people to think, oh, well, I'm on Twitter, I'm on the internet all day long just looking for something to smash the libs, right? To just punch a black eye intellectually into the Democrat Party or the libs, right? The narrative. That's not why I do what I do. These are some serious issues that are going on in this country. And I do this for a reason. This isn't a left or right issue. It just happens to be that the Democrat Party and the radical left are literally mobilizing, politicizing human beings, Latinos, Hispanics, predominantly from Central America. They've incentivized them. They have called for them to come into this country, dog whistled through the puppet of a president, Joe Biden. I've said this many times on this show. To me, this isn't really a left or right issue, but it becomes a left and right issue because it seems like there is a certain side of the aisle that is incentivizing and encouraging mass illegal immigration, which mobilizes, it monetizes black market human smuggling, human trafficking, and sex trafficking organizations. Some of them are making $14 million a day. That's a basic fact. So this is why this is not so much a left or right issue, but I do call out the radical left because it's the radical left that is calling for these things. And so me as an American, okay, I am born in this country. I will die in this country, Lord willing. But my heart is in this country. My citizenship is in heaven. I'm a born-again Christian, but I am a full-blooded American citizen. So these things really do bother me. Obviously, I'm Hispanic and I'm Latino, but at the same time, this is my country, okay? And it bothers the hell out of me. I don't know about you guys. It bothers the hell out of me that this political party has incentivized this, is encouraging illegal immigration, is putting billions of dollars into the pockets of black market cartel organizations through illegal immigration. Okay, this bothers the hell out of me that this is happening in my own backyard at the southern border in California, Arizona, New Mexico, southern Texas, you name it, okay? I don't know about you, whether left or right, this bothers the hell out of me that this is taking place in my own backyard, in my own country, in my generation and timeline of living in the existence of the United States of America. I just don't understand how people, and I'm talking about the woke Wookiees on the left, I don't understand how you guys cannot not only see this, but you can't just put your pride down and get behind this and condemn the hell out of it because it should not be taking place under our watch as Americans. I don't care who the president is. I don't care if it's Joe Biden, Barack Obama, Donald Trump, anything like this encouraged illegal immigration that is putting billions of dollars into the pockets of criminal black market cartel organizations worldwide. If you cannot get behind that, my goodness, are you even a human being? Do you even have a conscience anymore? Are you unable to discern left or right any longer? Do you have no more moral compass within yourself to navigate between good and evil? I mean, this is a biblical concept. It's called total depravity, where human beings sear their conscience, which is their moral code, and they do not have the ability to even see evil if the devil was standing right in front of their face telling them, I'm the devil, here I am. That is literally a biblical concept. That is where we are right now. In 2021 in the United States of America, our society has become so demoralized, so depraved to the point where people cannot even identify evil when it's staring them in the face and telling them it's standing right in front of them. This is very dangerous times for our country because not only has this invaded the culture, this has invaded our politics, it's invaded our education, it's invaded our art, it's invaded every channel that you see. Just recently, Disney. Right? Disney's all freaking out because they got exposed that there's critical race theory being peddled to their employees. I told you guys a couple nights ago, man, and what is the critical race theory teaching? That white people need to what? They need to check their privilege. I've been telling you, man, it's in the politics, it's in the culture, it's going to policy, and white people need to start standing up and speaking the hell up, because if you don't, I'm telling you, these people, they will demonize and slander you. You will become some kind of third, fourth class citizen in the United States of America, which in my opinion is a disgrace. Whether that's happening to a white person or a black person or a brown person. Anyways, I say this to say this is, if we as Americans cannot get behind speaking out against human smuggling and trafficking, this country is doomed. Okay? Listen, I understand the conservatives. Well, Drew, this is the party, this is the side that just literally is, celebrating the murder of babies and execution of babies in the womb. I know, okay? But sometimes I say some very basic things that conservatives are like, Drew, you're preaching to the choir. No, because sometimes I'm fully aware that we do have some leftists that come into these streams. I get messages, okay? I get messages from people that are like, hey man, I heard what you said and I've never thought about it that way before in my entire life. It's caused me to rethink everything I've ever believed in. Hey man, I'm not even a conservative. Okay, so sometimes when you guys hear me say some very basic things, it's because I'm fully aware that the other side listens to this show. And I can be very offensive. And the reason why I'm very offensive towards those that are aggressive and that are never going to hear and submit to the truth, those are the people that I push back and I call woke tards and woke Wookiees and all that stuff, okay? But I am aware that there are people that come into the show with open hearts and open ears, and they do change their minds. So this is why you'll hear me say things like, listen, I understand, okay, we're dealing with a political party that celebrates the murder and execution of babies in the womb. I know. But sometimes maybe we could take something that people could visually see, and it's like this episode tonight, little babies, okay, migrant children, toddlers. The eldest one is like 6 years old in this video you guys are about to see tonight. It's a disgrace. Okay, if and listen, I'm talking to people that are that you know, that maybe on the left that are not, you know, quite seeing it yet. If you cannot get behind this, I don't know what the hell to tell you anymore. This is why I push back and call you a woke tard. Because if you can't sit here and say, yeah, this is a bad look. This is a very bad look. We have migrant toddlers, 6-year-olds, 5-year-olds, 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds being abandoned at the southern border while Jen Psaki says, oh, it's not a crisis, it's a challenge. That's what she said the other day on CNN on a podcast. On the Axe Files. You guys don't believe me? Oh, you don't believe me? Okay, well, listen for yourself.
Yeah, about the border, there's obviously a big problem down there. There is this wrestling match that you go through several times a week as to whether you're going to call it a crisis or how you're going to describe it. First of all, I mean, in the big scheme of things, explain why that's important. Explain, because this is the sort of game that drives you nuts in Washington.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm going to make you call this a crisis, and then we will write a story saying that you called it a crisis.
Right. White House in crisis.
Right.
That's a big driver of it. You know, we were talking a little bit earlier about social media, about cable, which, you know, you're still employed by. I was too.
Yes.
Sometimes the chyrons, the social media leads, they're looking for the nugget, right? And they, you know, we were pushed. And our calculation on that front is, one, this is cyclical. We've seen surges at the border. Every time it happens, it's bad. Until we do something to address it over the long term, root causes, immigration reform, it's going to keep happening. But really what we had to be focused on was like what we were going to do about it. And to us, it's like that wasn't really a crisis. It was a huge challenge. But really a big driver was we understand and know the nature of some components of social media and media these days, and we just didn't want to feed into that on this issue or really any issue.
So what Jen Psaki is trying to say, because she expects you to be stupid, literally, okay? These people are so elitist in their mind, they expect you to be too stupid to decipher or filter what the hell she just said. She's literally attempting to tell you that, number one, what's happening at the southern border is not a crisis, it's a challenge, okay? Number two, she's trying to say that this is normal and these border surges take place like Joe Biden was saying, oh, this happens, of course, you know? It happens once a year, you know, during the spring. Or it's just another border surge. When the DHS, okay, Border Patrol agents are on record coming out and saying, yeah, these are the worst numbers we have seen in 20 years, okay? So they expect you to be too stupid to look into this for yourself. Jen Psaki expects you to be mindless and stupid to actually believe what the hell she's saying. Does that offend you? That offends me more than me calling you a woke Wookiee and a woke tard. You want to know why? Because it offends me even more that you're not smart enough to even identify that for yourself. Based upon the facts and the truth of the matter. When you have DHS, you have Border Patrol agents literally coming out under Biden's administration claiming these are the worst numbers we have seen in freaking 20 years. And Jen Psaki goes on CNN on this podcast, The Axe Files, and literally tells the entire world, millions of people listen to this stuff. Oh, we don't see it as a crisis. We see it as a challenge. What? When you got babies being thrown off of the top of 14-foot border walls, you have babies being deserted in the desert in New Mexico, and now we have another video I'm going to show you tonight. This stuff just doesn't stop. People being kidnapped, people being raped, people being murdered. A challenge? No, this is not normal. This is what they want you. This is how they demoralize you and desensitize you, gang. America, listen. I'm telling you. How do we get to this point of being so demoralized? It's stuff like this. Oh, it's normal. It's normal. You're just seeing human smugglers. You're seeing little kids, 6-month-old little babies die in the Rio Grande River. Oh, you're being dumped in the Rio Grande River. You're just seeing kids being dumped in rivers. You're seeing them being transported by human smugglers and cartels. Little kids being raped. Oh, this is normal. New normal. No, this is not normal. And not only is this not normal, not only is this not being dealt with right, it was incentivized and it was caused. Because Joe Biden literally called to immediately surge to the border. I'm gonna say that until I die. Because I don't want people to forget it. Okay? These people don't get a pass. They're not these innocent politicians. They're not this innocent administration that's just trying to fix the problem at the southern border. It's not a crisis. What she's basically essentially saying is she says, oh, I worked in media too, just like you did. And, they're always looking for that nugget. So we're not going to give them that nugget. We're not going to call it a crisis because if we do, they're going to finally say, okay, yeah, they admit they have a crisis. Do you know what that is? That is their arrogant, foolish pride. It's true. There is a damn crisis at the border. Okay? Whether the media is going to take that and run with it or not, she's literally admitting we are not going to give the media what they want because they're just going to blow it up. Of course they're going to blow it up. It's a freaking strategic crisis. It's a humanitarian crisis at the border. It deserves to be blown up. Listen, don't you find it strange that these people try to spin these things and they write them off? They water it down as if it's some kind of new normal. They want you to think that this stuff is normal to desensitize you to the point where you don't have a problem with anything anymore. Oh, it's totally fine. Little kids being dumped into the Rio Grande River. Oh, it's totally fine. Women being raped multiple times, migrating from Central America. Oh, that's totally fine. Kids being thrown off of a 14-foot border wall. Oh, it's fine. Biden's got it under control. Jen Psaki said it's not a crisis. It's just a challenge. Totally. It's not fine. It's not normal. This is the new normal that the Biden administration wants to usher you into, to get you to think that mass illegal immigration and what comes with it is normal. What comes with mass illegal immigration? Mass criminal activity, rape, prostitution, illegal activity to the masses, human smuggling, human trafficking. I don't even have to mention the drugs and the gun traffic. Everybody knows this. And illegal immigration, it monetizes and it mobilizes that to where people are making billions of dollars. And if you guys are fed up with this too, drop a 1 in the comment section because listen, I don't care. That's why I always say on this show, I don't care if you're a Democrat. I don't care if you're a Republican. If you cannot get behind this and say, hey, this is ridiculous. No, Jen Psaki, I don't care who you are. You could be a part of the Trump administration for all I care. And if you were saying this to me, I would call you out as a fraud. Because this is unacceptable in our country. 100% unacceptable. And why do I say that? Listen, am I against migration? No. Am I against immigration? Am I against refugees? Absolutely not. Am I against a president that stood on the election stage and said we need to immediately surge the border and caused this to happen because he was specifically talking to Central America? Go look at the clip. Is that Christian to you? Putting people in this position? Of course, these are desperate people. These are desperate women. These are desperate people coming from Central America. Of course, they want a better life. You don't think when they hear from a U.S. president, hey, sir, immediately surge the border, that they're going to come running and put their lives on the line? Of course, we blame them for being irresponsible. But we're talking about third world people coming from a very desperate country. It's irresponsible from America to come out with that rhetoric, putting people in a position for themselves to get kidnapped, raped, or murdered. I'm sorry. To me, that is not Christian of us at all. To me, that is not good in any way, shape, or form. We should have avoided that at all costs and found another way to help these people in their own respective countries. Okay? Not putting them in a position. Listen, Democrats don't care. Are you serious? You think these people give a damn about Latinos? They don't care. All they care about is, hey, let's just get as many as we can over here, and whoever survives, survives. Okay, and then they're going to vote for us. That is literally how politicians view things. And I don't know about you, but I don't tolerate it anymore. It's garbage. Screw them. I don't care if they're Republicans or Democrats. I don't care. I don't care. This kind of stuff is unacceptable in the country that I live in. I don't care if it's coming from Republicans or Democrats. I'm responsible to speak out against evil when I see it and call it for what it is. And this, my friend, is evil. Anyone that cannot get behind this, I don't know. I fear for you, man. I honestly don't know what to tell you at this point. You always get these liberal Christians. Oh, bro, well, don't you know, man? Like, of course, you know, they're just trying to help the migrants. No, they're not trying to help the migrants. You don't help the migrants by calling for a border search. That's not helping anybody. That's the origin of this cause, okay? And then you get all these stupid people on the left. They're like, oh, well, Donald Trump, it's Donald Trump's fault because he had terrible policies. You expect me to believe that Donald Trump is the reason why migrants are coming to the United States of America? You expect me to believe that? Andrew, that's absurd. Who's saying that? The left is saying that stupid crap right now. Joe Biden says that. Jen Psaki says that as the White House press secretary. And I'm sitting here like, what? Could you possibly be stupid enough to believe that migrants are identifying Donald Trump as a reason to come to this country? My goodness. Unbelievable. Nobody believes that. I mean, if you do believe that, you're just an idiot. I'm sorry. I just gotta be honest with you. You're just literally an idiot. I'm sorry if that's offensive. But border surges are not happening all the time, not like this. Of course, we see migration during different times and seasons, right, in life, because it is more beneficial to cross not during the summer when it's more cooler, and not when there's storms or not when there's things going on in the country in terms of the weather, right? That's what they try to tell you. But you literally have DHS and Border Patrol agents coming out and saying, yeah, these are the worst numbers we've seen in 20 years. So you can't believe that, bro. It is literally just a political explanation to get you to shut up and not look at it anymore. It is just ridiculous. Let's get this up. Here are some numbers. Illegal border crossings have skyrocketed since Biden revoked President Donald Trump's migrant protection protocols, which encouraged migrants to wait in other countries while they applied for asylum status. The number of illegal immigrants arrested by the United States Customs and Border Protection, CBP, has more than doubled since Joe Biden's inauguration in January. That is a fact. I have been talking to Border Patrol agents. They send me numbers monthly, weekly. This is true. The CBP arrested 172,331 illegal immigrants in March, including 19,000 children. Oh, how Christian. Up 71% in 1 month. Total border crossings in March reached the highest level in 15 years, according to the Washington Post. Although the Biden administration has tried to suppress photos of unaccompanied minors being held in overcrowded facilities, images have emerged of children unable to observe social distancing. Social distancing. Let's take this down. Okay, so I wanted to show you guys something, all right? This is going to really bother people, all right? So here's a video. This was, I believe, yes, in Texas near the bank of the Rio Grande. There's 5 abandoned migrant girls overnight. 5 little girls. They believe the eldest is 6 years old. The other ones look like they're 3, 4, and the youngest one literally looks like she's 2 years old. This is a toddler, okay? Here's the video of when they found them. Just you can listen to it for yourself. Take a look.
No mother, no mother, no father, no nothing. This is one of our workers' wives right here taking care of this tiny one. No one with these children dumped out on the side of the river here on our farm. If this doesn't make you mad and want you to take to the streets, I don't know what will. This is where these children were brought across and dumped here alone. 5 little girls. This is where they slept last night. This is where my husband found them this morning when he was checking on the farm. He thought one of them was dead. There's nobody here yet but us. These are some of our helpers that... Look at this. Look at this.
Baby. 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds. Not a crisis, though. It's a challenge. Not a crisis. There's nothing going down there. It's just a challenge. It's just normal. This is normal. According to Saki, this is normal. It's not a crisis. It's just a challenge. Nothing to see here. Move along, America. Move along. Just forget about it. All those crazy videos you saw at the Donna facility, all those crazy videos you see at the southern border, just move along. Move along. Not a crisis. It just happens every year. Happens every year. It's seasonal. Happens every year. Just move along. Nothing to see here, America. And stupid people listen. And they move along. I have some things to say about this. But before I do, I want to give you guys some context here. Let's pull this up. 5 migrant girls under 6, age 6, abandoned overnight on Texas bank of Rio Grande. A Texas rancher living north of Eagle Pass discovered 5 unaccompanied migrant children abandoned by smugglers on their farmland Saturday night. The 5 small girls ranging in ages from 1 to 6 years old. Damn, I had it wrong. 1 year old. My God, dude. Ranging in, like I said, I take no pleasure. I take no pleasure in reporting this stuff, okay? No pleasure. This stuff is, this is just ridiculous, man. Ranging in ages from 1 to 6 years old were led across the Rio Grande River and abandoned the evening before. The human smugglers left them with no food. Just a challenge, though, Jen Psaki says. Just a challenge, not a crisis. The human smugglers left them with no food, water, or any adults to care for them throughout the night. But Jen Psaki tells you this isn't a crisis. It is just a challenge. It's freaking ridiculous. The rancher's wife shot a video. That's what I played you. When they found the children on Mother's Day, Sunday morning. The frustrated woman expressed their displeasure for the dangers the children faced throughout the night and the seriousness of their situation. Of course, we can blame the mothers, right? The migrant mothers that put their children in. It goes deeper than that. This stuff was all called for by the Democrat Party, okay? Temperatures reached 103 degrees on Sunday, and the children appeared to be exhausted and dehydrated. Lord. A Texas rancher found 5 little girls abandoned on the U.S. bank of the Rio Grande on Mother's Day. There's the photo, Katie Holman Hobbs. You can find it on Facebook. She posted it. I want to give her credit. The rancher's employee and his spouse helped care for and comfort the abandoned children while they awaited the arrival of Border Patrol agents. The frustration was easily heard as the rancher's wife expressed her feelings in a Facebook post. And that was the video I showed you. In another post, Hobbs said her husband thought one of the little girls was dead. Fortunately, they were able to revive the child and provide... So the kid was passed out because she was dehydrated. She was probably going to die. And you have the other little kids sitting there watching it. Just a challenge. Jen Psaki says, just a challenge, not a crisis. This incident comes as the Biden administration opens additional health and human services intake sites, which were called concentration camps under Donald Trump, to accommodate a surge in unaccompanied migrant children being smuggled into the United States. The children's parents are sending the children alone to avoid immediate expulsion under the CDC Title 42 emergency order if crossing as a family unit. According to a law enforcement source, the parents or other relatives illegally enter the United States afterward to claim the children to avoid deportation once the children are freed by HHS. That doesn't always happen. Why? Because most of the time these people don't make it. Okay? That doesn't always happen. And most of the time these people will come illegally and they don't have the ability to legally get these kids back because they can't identify who the hell who is who. Let's take this down. This is not a challenge. This is a crisis. It's out of control. It was incentivized. It was caused. It was encouraged. The Biden administration called for this. The Biden administration was warned about this. The transition team was warned by the Trump administration transition team. Do not revoke Trump's policies, because if you do, you're going to see a border surge at the southern United States border. Did the Biden administration listen? No. Why? Oh, because, they care so much about the migrants. They care so much. Why didn't the Biden administration listen? Because they don't give a damn. That's why. Because they don't give a damn about those little babies. They don't give a damn about these migrant women getting raped. They don't give a damn about these families. Because rescinding those policies that Trump had in place were preventing surges like this, because these surges, they literally monetize and mobilize criminal black market human smuggling sex trafficking organizations. Does it make sense now, you woketards on the left that are listening right now? Does it make sense why illegal immigration is a bad thing in this country? You can't see it by now. I don't know what to tell you anymore. If you could see it, drop a 1 in the comment section below. I, for one, as an American in this country, cannot just stand by and be like, oh my God, this is just a challenge, like Jen Psaki says. And where the hell is Kamala Harris, by the way? Such an amazing VP, right? The first black female vice president of the United States. You know what? I believe it should have been someone better. Should have been a better woman. Because she sucks. That slot that will forever be filled by her has now been a slot that's a disgrace to this country. The first VP female president should have been someone that loves this country, that is a patriot, that wants to better this country, and that actually does something for this country to better it. What has Kamala Harris done to better the American people? Nothing. Where's Kamala Harris's leadership on this southern border crisis? All we get from Kamala Harris is what? It's just a challenge. Listen to Jen Psaki. She can't even bring herself. It's ridiculous. They just water it down. They play it down. Here's one thing that I want to ask you guys tonight. Really think about this. Because I was thinking about this as I was going through this. For all the woke Wookiees on the left, let me ask you a question, okay? If the left is so concerned about helping people from Central America, right? Oh, it's because of climate change and the cartels have taken over Honduras and Guatemala. They're just running away from the country. In some aspects, that's true, but you do have thousands of people that are taking advantage of that narrative, and the Democrats don't care and they don't do anything about it. But let me ask you this. If Democrats and the left cared so much about the migrants, why are they always trying to hide it? Think, okay? Think. Wouldn't politicians want to champion their results? Wouldn't politicians want to champion what they've done and their works? Let me ask you, if Democrats, if their narrative is we care so much about the migrants, we want to help them come from these countries that are suffering from climate change and suffering from the cartels taking. Okay. If that's true, why is it that you're continually trying to bury and water down anything and everything that's coming from the southern border in the media? If it's such a good and noble thing to do for the migrants, let me ask you this. Why is it that the Biden administration has unofficially gagged Border Patrol agents from booking ride-alongs with media? Wouldn't they want it to be shown? If it was such a noble and heroic thing to help the migrants, why not allow the American people to see it? I find that very interesting. Very interesting. Why are they trying to sweep it under the rug constantly? Why are they trying to play it down as if it's not as bad as it really is? Why is it, if it's such a heroic thing to help the migrants, the refugees, why are they trying to hide it always? If you're doing something good, bro, you ain't got no reason to hide it. Let me ask you this. I'll take it further. Why is it when Ted Cruz goes into the Donna facility, you have a Biden admin trying to block him from filming? If it's such a good thing, why are you guys trying to suppress it? Don't you want it to be seen so the American people will champion you for your works? And that's not it, though. That's not it. They hide it. They suppress it. Why? Because Biden, Democrats, the left, they know what they're doing. This is not about helping refugees. This is about getting people imported from a foreign third world country into this country, get them recipients and slaves to the state, and get them to generationally vote for them and their party by the millions for centuries to come, at the expense of hundreds of thousands of people dying in the process. That's what this is about. Oh, really? You disagree with me? You think Joe Biden doesn't know that? Listen, I know we call Joe Biden a buffoon. He's disconnected from reality. You think Democrats don't know this, what they're doing? Of course so. I just proved it to you. If Democrats were so proud about helping refugees from a foreign third world country, why are they always trying to hide this? Why? Because they know that these are horrors. They know that they don't want the American people to see this. They know they don't want the American people to see the refugees, the migrants, the pedophiles and the rapists that are taking advantage of the situation. They don't want you to see these horrors. They don't want you to see those that are getting hit in the crossfire and dying, being murdered, kidnapped, and raped. Because any human being with any kind of conscience is going to see this and say, holy crap, this is unacceptable in our country, in our own backyard. Whether you're a Republican or anybody should watch this and say, no, illegal immigration should not be tolerated in this country because this is what the result is. Oh, but we're just helping the refugees. Oh, really? Then why are the Democrats always trying to water it down and sweep it under the rug and hide it? My point exactly. Joe Biden should be impeached for this. It's ridiculous. But here's some good news. Let's get this up. Here's some good news. Joe Biden's border chaos crashes his poll numbers. This is good. President Joe Biden's half-open, half-closed border is creating chaos south of the border and is pulverizing his support among Latino and independent likely voters north of the border. I've been telling people this. This is why I preach as a Hispanic and a Latino person. This is why I'm so loud. Because we will not tolerate this. We will not allow the Democrat Party to do to us what they have done to the black community. I refuse. Not on my watch, not as long as I'm alive, not as long as I'm in this country, not as long as I have a voice. I will speak out against this. That is exactly what they're trying to do. Biden's policies have gotten him 64% disapproval among independents and 55% disapproval among Latinos. According to a Quinnipiac poll, of 1,237 adults conducted April 8th through 12th, and there's more. Just 22% of swing voting independents and 27% of Latinos support Biden's policy to extricate hundreds of thousands of migrants from their countries into a Hunger Games style obstacle course. That is exactly what it is. What a perfect way to describe what this is. It is literally a Hunger Games style obstacle course. Survival of the fittest. If you guys have never seen Hunger Games, it's just these people that are dumped in a simulation and they just have to kill each other to survive and hope they make it to the end. So they can be used in the United States economy. GOP voters strongly oppose these policies. So the poll numbers translate into a national disapproval rate of 55%, with just 29% approval for Biden's immigration policy. Let's take this down. So this is good news. I'm going to be honest with you, man. A lot of people are like, bro, why are you always screaming into the microphone? Why are you always so loud? Why'd you go on Tim Pool and cut him off and scream on Tim Pool? Why? Because these people are louder than I am. And these people are trying to brand our communities, and they're trying to brand me exclusively and say I'm too poor, I'm too stupid. They're trying to brand us all, and they're trying to literally use all of our communities as nothing but votes. It is literally a Hunger Games style immigration policy that Biden has encouraged. You expect me to sit here and be like, oh yeah, this is so awesome, and not be pissed off? Hell yeah, I am. Because these are Hispanics and Latinos that are being taken advantage of and used as political pawns. You better believe I'm going to get loud. They want me to be quiet. Why do you think they deboost me on freaking YouTube? They want me to shut up. They want me to be silent. They want me to tone it down. And I will only turn it up because that's all I know when I am facing tyranny. And that is what we are facing, and political manipulation from a radical authoritarian party that the Democrat Party has become and sold their soul to globalism and communism. I will not be quiet. I will get louder and louder and louder and louder until they shut me up. And if you guys agree with that, drop a 1 in the comment section below. This is not theatrics. This is not for entertainment's sake. This is not to make a name for myself. No, there are other ways to be famous in this country, okay? It is not popular. It is not successful to be a commentator that is obviously identifying with conservative values, okay? You get deboosted, you get censored, you get called a white supremacist, even if you're brown like me. It is not a popular thing to do, okay? It's not why I'm in this. I'm in this because these people are trying to destroy our country, and they're literally utilizing and manipulating human beings in our own backyard on our own soil. That's why I'm pissed. I will be a voice of righteousness as long as I am alive. I will speak out against Democrats and Republicans alike. I don't care. If I see evil, I will call it out for what it is. I don't care who you are. I don't care who you are. It is 100% un-American. 100%. But why do you think they're trying to say it's bad to be proud to be American? They want to take away our American values. They want to take away being proud to be an American. They want to take away your sense of nationalism, which is not a bad thing. Just don't allow it to be idolatrous. Don't put it before Christ. I am thankful to God that I'm born in America. Would you rather live in North Korea, son? Yeah, that's what I thought. So be thankful to God that you freaking are an American, bro. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I don't worship my nationality as an American. I don't worship my values. I worship Christ. But as a voice of righteousness, I still live in this country, and I have to speak out against the evils that surround me. Come on, man. It's not that hard. Is it that hard to understand? I'm gonna start a church. I'm gonna start a church someday. I'm going to invite all of you guys there. It's going to be the most lit church ever. We're going to be persecuted. We're going to be hated. And it's not because we're going to be obnoxious. It's going to be because we are founded on the pillar of truth, the gospel, the word of God, and the truth that we identify and that we filter in the world. Let your light shine before men, that they see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven, man. That day's coming. That day's coming. But alrighty, guys, let's do some super chats. If you guys are going to head out, some people don't like chilling for the super chats, but if you head out, Please subscribe to the channel. If you love what I said tonight, share this video. Smash that like button. But also, if you would like to stick around, we're going to do some super chats right now. This show is 100% supported by the people, we the people, this show, which is you guys. So if you'd like to give a one-time donation on Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, on my website, the link is in the description below, or cop a piece of merch, drewhlive.com. The merch store is now officially launched, or drop a super chat. That is how you guys can support me. So let's do some super chats. Let's get into that. Now, let me pull this up. I hope you guys had a great weekend, man. I hope you guys got to spend time with your families, mothers, grandmothers, mother figures, or just your family alone, man. It's very important that we remain together during these hard times in American history. You know, if you got bitterness, if you got, something wedged between you and your mother, as long as both parties are willing to squash it, I encourage you to go and squash it. But if it's something toxic and it's just abusive, I would never encourage someone to stay in an abusive relationship. Alrighty, we got some super chats. Alrighty, we got a super chat from President Biden. $10 super chat. We salute you. Thank you. Says, how do you stay positive? It seems that those that don't hold the same values have taken over everything. Some days it just gets me down and I feel defeated. So many people are not paying attention. I agree. I think that's part of the reason why I started this show. Part of the reason why, we have the DH Alliance. I want people to have a sense of community. But I'm going to be honest with you. Let me open up your mind real quick. That's by design. They want you to be demoralized. They want you to feel helpless because they control Hollywood. They control the mainstream media. They control the mainstream music industry. They have their hands on these massive levers of power in this country, right? But the propaganda, the numbers don't add up. Black people are still minorities. Hispanic people are still minorities. Okay, now hear me out. The trans community is even a lower minority. The LGBTQ community is even is a minority in this country. They're not the majority. So think about that. Why does it appear that we're losing everything? It's because our politics have been invaded by this cultural Marxism, Hollywood, mainstream music, all these channels, education. But there's still a majority out there, and you've seen this. You saw this the past 4 years with the Trump presidency. There is still a massive patriotic majority out there that exists. So I say this to encourage you, man. I know you may feel very demoralized and you may feel like isolated, but I will assure you. You want to know why they deboost people like me? It's not because they don't want me to grow an audience. That's not it. They don't want me to mobilize the audience they already know exists. That's why they do this to us. Okay? So understand, you're not the minority. You're not. They want you to believe you're the minority. You're not. I'm not the minority in my thought process in this country, okay? They want us to believe that we're the minority and that our beliefs of nationalism, patriotism, pro-America, all of our traditional values and traditions, they want us to believe that they're outdated. And you see it on Disney, you see it on MTV, you everywhere, right? That's propaganda. It's to get you to believe something that's not actually there. It's scary when you think about it. That's what the Nazis did. That's what they did. So I hope that encourages you, man. We have 2 super chats from Slow to Anger. $30 super chat. Slow to Anger, we salute you. Thank you so much. Slow to Anger says, thanks for bringing awareness, Drew. Love the show. Thank you for the support, Slow to Anger. One of my favorite Bible verses. I'm assuming that's where you took it from, right? Quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to anger. For the wrath of man does not produce the righteousness of God. I totally agree. Thanks for the reminder. We have another super chat from Jeremy B, a $10 super chat. We salute you. Jeremy, what's going on, man? Jeremy B says, I first saw you on Tim Pool. I have listened every day since. Thank you. You're awesome, but I'm curious if you think Republicans and Dems are working together to destroy this country and to divide the people. Oh, absolutely. Didn't you just watch the end of the 2020 election? Man, hey, listen, Jeremy, conservatives and Republicans hate me. This is why I relate to Tim Pool a lot. Like when we talk off the show, it's like conservatives and Republicans hate me because I call out rhinos. I call out establishment deep state figures that you see in the Republican Party, that when the time comes to it, okay? Like when we saw at the conclusion of the 2020 election, when the time comes to it, these spineless Republican deep state establishment plants, they come together. It's no surprise to me. I've been preaching that since 2018, man. I've been people would unfollow me because I would say, hey, man, Mike Pence might be a plant, bro. He's got a weird past. He might be an establishment figure that's not going to stand by Trump when it comes down to it. I lost hundreds of followers for saying stuff like that. And look what happened. It sucks to be right and ahead of your time. But I mean, the truth, there comes a cost with the truth. I am not here to appease a side. I'm here to be on the side of truth. That is why I'm here. And some people don't understand that. But yeah, to answer your question, Jeremy, that's how I feel. We have a super chat. Stevie Capone, $5. What's going on, Stevie? I dare any Biden supporter, Democrat, woke-tard to defend this border crisis and do it without mentioning Orange Man. Yeah, that's all you ever hear. There's no justification for this. And I don't do this to score points. I don't do this to destroy people in arguments. It's like, bro, this is happening in your country. This should really bother you. Like you have an administration that is aiding and abetting human trafficking, smuggling organizations. Why do I say that? The cartels are working unofficially with Border Patrol. Well, Drew, what do you mean by that? The cartels are sending these people into the arms of the Border Patrol. And because the Border Patrol is now under the leadership of the Biden administration, they've ended catch and release, and they are apprehending them and bringing them into the United States. So a lot of Border Patrol agents are feeling demoralized too, man. It's just the same thing with the cops. They tell them to stand down. Demoralized. Disarming them. Dismantling law and order further. Now it's at our border. So I don't know. We got another super chat. $2 super chat from Damazi 626. Dropped a 1 in agreement. That's right. We should make a t-shirt out of that. Julianne with the $10 super chat. Julianne, we salute you. Just saw David Harris Jr. with Victor Marx. I'm a huge fan of both of those guys. Tagged you in a tweet. Christians trying to help with border crisis. Thought you could check out, maybe collab. Yes, I've actually talked to both of them. I was actually going to have Victor on this show. It's a good reminder. And I think I was supposed to be on David's show. I'll reach out to them. But yes, thought you could check out, maybe collab, as many people with platforms working together. Yeah, I totally agree. I love both of those guys. Thank you, Julianne. We have another super chat from MNC, the $5 super chat. We salute you. MNC says, these 4 years will be very costly and bloody red pill. God save us all. I agree, man. I think we did an episode on Friday, for those of you that missed it, the horrible jobs report that came out under the Biden administration for April. It was terrible, where CNBC couldn't even believe it on air on live television. Literally, they pulled out the numbers, and the Economist is looking at him. He's like, let me double check this. Yeah, this is not good. This is a kind of a disaster. So they were just expecting like, oh, Biden was going to 2 million jobs in the month of April. It turned out to be like 266,000, which, by the way, isn't it funny how Biden's trying to find an excuse? There's no evidence to say that people are just wanting to live off of the government. They don't want to go find jobs. I might agree with that, because it might be deeper than that. There might be people that just want to live off of the federal government. They're getting paid vacation, right? But you just told millions of people in this country that if they leave their house, they're going to kill people. They cannot go to the grocery store without 2 masks on, even after they've been vaccinated. They can only go outside. Biden is still they're like, why are you putting a mask on, Biden? You've been fully vaccinated. Because it's still good policy. Okay, you're still pumping fear into the hearts of millions of people. It makes sense why millions of people that are Karens don't want to go back to work in person. It makes sense to me. There ain't no putting the toothpaste back in the tube on this one. They have destroyed the psyche of this country. They've destroyed it. They've destroyed it. They have done a number through fear on people. We have another super chat from Judy P. Judy, we salute you. Thank you, Judy, with a $50 super chat. Thank you so much, Judy. Judy says, Joe Biden and Kamala cackle ignore our vets and homeless. They do. And by the way, maybe I'll talk about this tomorrow. Thousands of migrants are now coming into the United States, Los Angeles, New York. They're sending them everywhere. But now they're becoming homeless because they don't have anywhere to go. So the Biden administration is spending millions on hotels. The Biden administration is spending billions, literally billion, yeah, with a B, on migrants, okay, for them to be in the United States. Their costs, whatever it is, for who knows how long. But our vets, our homeless, American citizens are on the streets. You go to Venice Beach, you go to Los Angeles, you go to New York, there's 10 cities, even in Phoenix, Arizona. You go to these 10 cities in these big blue states, Americans, predominantly veterans, are sleeping on the streets, living on the streets, while Biden is giving billions to migrants. For why? Because he wants the votes. America last. That's what that is. America last. Alrighty, let's see. We have some donations, I think, here on... we have a $100 donation from Rebecca Foster. Thank you so much. We salute you, Rebecca. Thank you, Rebecca, so much for the support. Everybody say thank you, Rebecca. Rebecca says, stay strong. We salute you and your team. Thank you for keeping us informed. Much love from Destin, Florida. Rebecca Foster, we salute you. Thank you for the encouragement. Our team loves you. The DH Alliance loves you. Thank you so much for the support. We have another super chat, donation on Venmo from Stevie Capone. Let me pull this message up. Stevie, what's going on? Says, Dear Circleback Saki, raising a toddler is challenging. Kids being deserted, raped, and trafficked is an absolute crisis. It makes me sick. It makes me sick too, man. Like, it literally pisses me off when you see this stuff in the media. It's so unacceptable because this is my country, man. These are problems that Trump was trying to fix, but they called him a racist for doing so. We also have 2 donations on PayPal, $10 donations from Anthony Scordia, $10 donation, and another donation from Rachel Webster, a $10 donation. Thank you both for the support. I don't think you can write a message on PayPal. I'm not sure if I could see it on there, but... Oh, here we go. Yeah. From Anthony. Anthony says, Hey, Drew, it's whatever and everything. I can't stand how nobody is mentioning the crisis at the border. It burns me up inside how phony people are not calling out Joe Biden. I understand your frustration and anger, and I relate with you more than even the bigger YouTubers. Your channel is a way to vent. I thank you, Drew. Thank you. Thank you, Anthony. I think this is why they deboost me, man, because you know, we relate to people, we connect with people, and they don't want that. That's the last thing that they want. They don't want people connecting like this. So God bless you, man. Whatever and everything, thank you. Love you, man. Thank you for the support. And Rachel Webster said on PayPal, this is cool. You guys can do messages on PayPal too. I didn't know that. Says, my grandpa fought in World War II. Wow. Salute. It's crazy. My grandpa fought in World War II, and I see my dad get teary-eyed whenever he thinks about what those people fought for. Yeah, even me. As a kid, I studied World War II in and out, man. And the respect I have for those men and some women that fought or that had to lay down their lives during that era is just mind-blowing. And I see my dad get teary-eyed whenever he thinks about what those people fought for and how proud he is to be an American. It breaks my heart, and I'll be damned if I watch our home destroyed. I just wish I knew what to do. Rachel, I think we just continue with that mentality. Do not let your grandfather's, your father's legacy die. We cannot allow America's legacy to die. We have to preserve a lot of stuff. We have to preserve our traditions, our values through our family, through generations. Protect your kids, protect your nieces, your cousins, protect the people that are being indoctrinated by this cultural Marxism. Protect them. Draw them near. Preserve your values and your traditions. Get engaged. I don't know. God will lead you. It could be politically. It could be socially. It could be through entertainment, whatever. It could be through education. Could be through law. Could be, who knows? We need patriots in everything. Everything. Thank you for that. Really touched my heart. Thank you for that. Okay, let me refresh this. I think we have more super chats that I wanted to get to. Yeah, okay. We have I think we have like 1, 2, 3 from Julie Ann. Julie Ann, we salute you. Julie Ann, thank you so much for the super chats. These like $12. Thank you. Julie Ann says, my husband wouldn't take off work to do unemployment that would pay more. His job, Chevy's restaurant, defied Cali nonsense. Heck yeah. Dining orders, eat there, LOL. Yeah, stick it to Gavin Newsom, man. And I don't know about Caitlyn Jenner, man. Okay. And then Julie says, Altihan Jurek, a.k.a. Altian Childs, do you think he is legit? The Freemasons, Satanic Religion, Secret Society video put out a few weeks ago. What do you think? I'll definitely take a look at that. Anything that has to do with Freemasonry, Satanic Secret Societies is... The Bible says this in Ephesians 5, not to partake with those that are working in darkness, but rather expose them. So I'm always kind of standoffish with secret society. Even like the Q stuff. Was never a big fan. Anything that has to like kind of hide itself. The Bible says God is light, right? And Jesus said in John chapter 3 that those that are walking or living in darkness, they hate the light. They don't want to come to the light that their deeds might be exposed. So I'm very standoffish with anything that appears to be hidden. We have another super chat from Think Canadian. We salute you. What's going on? I'm legit scared here in Alberta, especially after Pastor, oh, that was crazy. I might talk about that tomorrow, was arrested by a SWAT team. Then our PM wants to pass a bill monitoring the internet. Yeah, we are moving into authoritarian times. These are foreshadows of the Antichrist, in my opinion. Just like Adolf Hitler was. He wasn't the Antichrist, but we have seen foreshadows. Foreshadows of authoritarian governments. Foreshadows of one world economies. Foreshadows of one world religions. Foreshadows of one world economic systems and access to gain into them. So I encourage people, yes, we have to push back against authoritarian governments and regimes, but at the same time, we do have to make our peace with God because I believe we're living in the last days, but that doesn't mean we put our heads in the sand. We have to continue to push back. And I got to be careful with what I say on YouTube, guys, okay? But what I will say about this pastor is this is why I've always told people I am not 100% back the blue because now you have pastors being arrested by SWAT teams, okay, under orders of a government. This is where me and Tim Pool kind of agree. It's like, if you're given immoral or unconstitutional orders as a police officer or a member of law enforcement, I believe under God, you are obligated to disobey because you are not obligated by God because law enforcement is mandated by God. That is a position mandated by God, okay? You are not mandated as a police officer to enforce unrighteous or evil credicts or, unrighteous or evil decrees or orders. That's not your job. Period. I don't care what anybody says. Read Romans chapter 13, especially for Christians. This is why I'm not always 100% back the blue, because you have people in the blue that defy their constitutional oaths, that are now arresting pastors for holding illegal church services. You still back the blue at that point? I don't. I don't back that blue. I back the good blue. I back the blue that backs the Constitution or backs the citizens that they claim to protect and serve in their respective countries like Canada. I don't back that blue that doesn't. Conservatives don't like when I talk like this because it makes the blue look bad, but to be honest, the blue makes themselves look bad when they are violating their constitutional oaths. So I don't back them. You ain't going to get no support from me. And I'm not saying all cops are bad. This ain't Antifa here. This ain't ACAB. I'm just saying I don't support cops that violate their constitutional oaths to protect and serve people, period. But I also will say about this pastor is the Bible made it very clear that those that desire to live godly in Christ Jesus will or shall suffer persecution. It's a disgrace that this happens, but it's not a surprise. The Bible says, "Blessed are you when you are persecuted, for the Spirit of the Lord is upon you and on your life." So it is a blessing to be persecuted. It's a hard thing to watch. It's a disgrace when governments go down this path, but it's not a surprise because Jesus warned us of these things. If they hated him, they're going to hate us more. That's what he said. And listen, I'll say this about persecution and a word to the church. Man, you better be legit. You better be legit because there's two things that persecution does to the church. Separates the sheep from the goats. That's what it does. It separates the sheep from the goats, and it adds to the church. Historically, that is what persecution has always done. When you study church history, even in the book of Acts, persecution has always done those very two things: add and expand to the church and separate the sheep from the goats. So be ready. We'll see who's real. We'll see. We'll see who are the real pastors. All the New York Times bestseller pastors, you guys know who they are, right? With all their feel-good theology. We'll see who's real. Because when persecution hits, those are the first guys that dip. Put my life on that. But yeah, respect to that pastor, man. Respect. Oh, I love his fire too. He's just calling him Nazi. Oh, I love that video. I mean, I don't love what's happening to him, but just that guy, just really fire in my heart, man. Real fire in my heart. It's awesome. We have another super chat from Rebecca Foster. We salute you. A $20 super chat from Rebecca Foster. Rebecca says, "You are a true patriot. If we can't watch live, we always watch later after work. God bless America." Yes, Rebecca, thank you so much. I appreciate that. We're very close to getting the podcast on an audio version because people like to just listen to it. That's cool. If you're like working out, you're watching the kids, you're cleaning up the house, or who knows, you just turn on your phone, put your headphones in, and just go. Some people like that. So that is coming soon. That is what your donations go to. They monthly support some of these things. It's like a machine. The monthly support, the show supports itself. I wish I could get like hundreds of thousands of views where I can turn on the monetization and we're just getting income in to just keep this thing growing and expanding. But unfortunately, they have nuked this channel. But fortunately, we have a great base that loves what we are all doing, and we're all together. So thank you guys very much. Let me see if we have any more super chats. Oh, Julianne's last super chat right here. I forgot to read it. Julianne, we salute you, and Rebecca, and Think Canadian. Julianne says, "You are so awesome. Keep being loud. We love your passion." I will continue, Julie, because I know the other side wants me to shut up, and I will never shut up. Even the elites and the establishment on the right want me to shut up because the things that I say are true, and they know that they're true, and it makes them look bad, but I do not care because I care about the truth, and I care about the people that are being actively lied to on a daily basis more than keeping their little mirage of loving the people intact. So, sorry, but not sorry. Yeah, I agree. I think, yeah. Alrighty, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. Thank you guys for the support. Like I said, we just launched our merch store. The link is in the description below, so make sure to go cop a shirt or a cell phone case, bottled water, all that cool stuff. If you like working out, there's some stuff there for males and females alike. So check out the store, or also, guys, a one-time donation on drewhlive.com, or consider becoming a member. Shout out to the DH Alliance, all of you guys that support me monthly for as low as $5 a month. Love you guys very much. Share this video. Smash that like button. Destroy it. Let the algorithm know that you want to continue to see these videos. But also, guys, hit the bell notification. Toggle on the all selection, because if you don't, it will keep you on a selection that gives you occasional notifications. So guys, please do that for me. I hope you guys had an amazing weekend, an amazing Mother's Day. I hope you guys have an amazing week. We do this show Monday through Friday. That is at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every day. If I don't do it, if I'm on the road or I can't do it or something, I will let you know in the community section, or I'll announce it on Twitter, Gab, all that good stuff. So follow me on all my socials. The link is in the description below. I love you guys very much. And until next time, gang, stay free.